Hello everybody. It is time to get up, get on this bike, do our thing, make us feel good inside, and so on. This morning's inspiration is going to be kind of short, not very long. I did wake up a little bit later than usual. Woke up with a little bit of a headache, didn't want to get out of the bed, but I'll feel much better when I do my little half hour on the bike. We're probably just 20 minutes this morning. I'll get more this afternoon. As promised, I told you all I'll introduce myself officially to all of the newbies in the group and to reintroduce myself to those of you who have been in the group for a while. My name is Charm. Atlanta Creole is my alias. And a lot of people know me by Atlanta Creole as well. My YouTube channel is Atlanta Creole too. And I was just quoted in a newspaper article a little while ago, and it's so funny because the person who sent the article, she called me Charm Ridley, aka Atlanta Creole. I thought that was kind of cute. It's an article about what's happening in a lot of the network groups. We are part of Plant Pure communities as a whole. I've been a Plant Pure community pod leader now for almost a year. And we're in the middle of a restaurant campaign where we're all trying to see if we can just find one restaurant in our area, just one, that will offer an oil-free vegan option. That's our campaign. And so if you want to jump on that, that's something we can talk about as well. And I'll just briefly touch on that. If you know of a restaurant that you know the owner, and you think that you can convince that owner to offer a plant-based meal, and we can just call that an oil-free, no oil added, not fat-free, because there are other things like nuts and things like that that may contain fat, but an oil-free vegan option. Let me know. I'll talk to you about it. I'll tell you what needs to be done. There's a press release that's going out soon. That's the one that they quoted me in. And this is about to go national. So it's pretty cool. It would be neat for us to be able to have more options when we go out to eat. And they'll be listed on Happy Cow. If you know anything about Happy Cow, they'll be listed on there. They'll get a certificate from Plant Pure Communities and so on. And I talked to a Mexican restaurant the other day. I posted a meal that I'd gotten at that restaurant. And all he wanted to know is, was it going to cost him anything? And when I told him absolutely not, they're actually revamping their menus now. And he is going to include what I ordered on his menu. And they did a fabulous job with an oil-free veggie fajita. It was wonderful. So if you want to be a part of that, send me a direct message so that I can, or just respond to this email, this message, this post, and we can start that conversation, because that is something that I'd like to start kicking off. I'm actually going to do that in the main room, but I figured I'd mention it since it kind of came up. Again, my name's Charm, and a little history. I've in another life of mine, I was a women's fitness center owner. I was a health coach, ACE certified personal trainer. I specialized in women's health, and I had another specialty in the elderly, helping the elderly with mobility. They would send people to me once the physical therapist said that there was nothing more that they could do, that the people just needed to do certain things repetitively to make happen what needs to happen, and a lot of people were sent to me. that was a joyous time in my life. And then I think that lasted about maybe 3 years full time. I was out of the teaching profession for a few years to do that. And then my health issues began, starting with fibroid tumors and endometriosis, and had a connective tissue issue. It wasn't diagnosed as lupus because I didn't have that diagnosis, but my connective tissues, they sort of called it connective tissue disorder is what it was called. Pain, constant pain, rashes on my face a lot. It was that was a pretty sad time of my life. I had something at one time called pseudotumor cerebri, where I had to have spinal taps once a month to pull that extra cerebral fluid off my spine. I got what they call a high rheumatoid factor, where I just hurt. I hurt all the time. My legs, my joints, my shoulders, my poor little hands are starting to look funny. Just one of those things that I've lived with a lot, and I had no idea how inflammation was connected to this sort of thing. I have a very high, what you call C-reactive protein in my system. They call it a CRP number, and your CRP level really should be below 3. Lower the better. Lower is better. Mine is close to 6, at least when I had the CRP and that panel done back in the end of February. Really looking forward to seeing the change, if there's a change. I'm praying there's a change when I have this next panel of tests done when February comes back around. Osteoarthritis all over my body. I've had 2 knee replacements. I've had 2 ankle reconstructions. I